All I need is you, baby, baby. Don't claim to be no. All I need is you, baby, baby.
What's up guys, I'm Blake and today we're bringing you the first episode of Inside a Sneaker Store. Today we are in Hollywood at RoundTwo Hollywood. Today we're going to be checking out the gallery, the main store, and then vintage. I'm going to get you guys an in-close, in-depth review basically of this store. Alright, so name's Sean Witherspoon, one of the 3 owners of RoundTwo.
My name is Chris Russo. I am a 1/3 owner of RoundTwo as a whole. We started 3.5 years ago in Richmond, Virginia.
And just, I guess the background on RoundTwo is just, it's really just full of shit that we think is cool. Like every category from vintage to, you know, today's brands like Supreme, Bape, things like that.
And since then, we've made a lot of movements and changed a lot of stores, and now we have 3 stores in Los Angeles and 3 storefronts in Virginia as well.
We always collected a lot of stuff ourselves, traded amongst our group of friends and with other people on the internet, of course, eBay, things like that. And you know, we were doing it out of our closets, and then we'd have a couple people shop in the closet, then we're like, oh man, we need more space, so we did storage unit, then store.
Sean worked at this store that was called Rumors, and it was like a buy-sell trade store, but they weren't very knowledgeable on the products. You would get dead stock Fire Red 5s, dead stock Black Metallic 5s for like $25, $35, like stupid cheap. So in the beginning, we just did sneaker shows, and we would go to sneaker shows, and we're the only people that would set up with clothing. And so kids would go to the sneaker show, they'd pay $10 to get in, they'd look around, they couldn't afford any of the expensive ass shoes there, but they wanted to leave with something. So they'd come to us, they'd get like a t-shirt for $20, a jersey, something like that, something they can like hold on to and like remember the event by.
We would go to these boutique stores, we would go to Flight Club, and it's like Flight Club, all sneakers. You know, then you go to, you know, there's a place called Social Study in Frederick, Maryland when I was younger, and it was pretty much all clothes with some sneakers. And there was like each store, each boutique was kind of specialized, where it's like clothing boutique, sneaker boutique, vintage boutique, hype beast stuff boutique, streetwear, like everything was just kind of all separated, and we were like, man, like we love all these stores, why don't we make a store that's all these put together?
So Sean worked there, so he had like the plug on everything. And so me and him, we would just buy stuff from there. We would go out thrifting all the time. We were just always doing like the buy, sell, trade thing.
We always tried to create our dream store. And I guess that's what RoundTwo is now. Like you're seeing the product of 4 years of us really trying to fine tune the store into our own personal dream store. And it just so happens, I guess we're our best customer, because it just so happens our dream store is thousands and hundreds of thousands of other kids' dream stores too, so it's pretty cool.
Eventually, a friend of mine owned the store that we moved into actually before us. And he was moving to Colorado, and he was like, hey man, like I'm giving up this store, it's only $750 a month, like if you guys wanna like try it out, you know, let me know. So I called Sean right away. I was like, yo, it's only $750, like, let's do it. Like, we should just do it, it's worth it.
So the first location was on Broad Street in Richmond. Like I said, that was 4 years ago. And I guess what motivated us to do it was, I think we all were the kind of people that we had the mindset where it's like, wow, we don't really want to work for someone else. We want to be entrepreneurs. I'd always told myself when I was younger that I wanted to own a skate shop, because that was my thing, was like skateboarding. I like grew up at the skate park.
So just because like both of us were doing like the same thing, we started just like work together. So we did sneaker events, like the hype kind of built up, like we were starting to get like a bit of like a customer base. And so we opened like a little mini store in a storage unit, and it was a 10 by 10 storage unit, and we just decked out the whole place. We had clothes hanging from the ceiling, we had shoes in there, everything. And we would just bring friends in, we let them in the storage unit, they could shop, whatever, we'd close it down, and that was it. It was never really open, it's just for like private shopping.
So we always knew we wanted to open our own stores, and then once we kind of found that little niche where it's like, you know, we're we're buying, selling, trading, we're making money on eBay. The money we're making on eBay, that could cover rent for a place. That motivated us, you know? We were like, you know what? We're like, let's do this.
So we just went straight into it. He's like, all right, let's run it. Went straight into it, found Luke, who makes up the other 1/3, the last 1/3 of round two, and just kind of got him in on it. And we all just had too much stuff just from thrifting and like shopping and like doing the whole buy, sell, trade thing that we were just going crazy. And so we figured, why not, instead of putting it on eBay, the website, Instagram, the storage unit, why not just get rid of all that and just have a storefront? And then anybody can come in. It's completely open. Anyone can come in, anyone can bring stuff in. So it's just like a more interactive place for us. With consignment and all that, it's cool because you don't have to invest anything into it, but at the end of the day, nothing's yours. So there's no like pride in it. You can't, you know, if a consignment store closes down today, all they do is give back all their product. They don't have all the stuff that they can sell off and then like, okay, great, like here's like that last final hurrah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, here you go, everyone. Let me call everyone and give you your shit back. And like with consignment stores, it gets so confusing. You're dealing with 1,000 different people who have 4,000 different shoes in the store, and they're constantly calling you to see if their stuff's sold or if you have a check for them or this or that, or if it didn't sell yet, they're mad. They're like, oh, why isn't my shit selling, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, you priced it too high. My price isn't too high. So it's like, and with consignment stores, they don't really get to pick the price of things. With us, we get to pick the price, so we get to set the market. And so it's hard for people to beat our price because we're just straight cashing people out. Instead of saying, all right, here, leave your shoe here, call me over the next 2 weeks and it'll eventually sell, and then you can drive back down here and get a check for it.
And especially like 4 years ago when we opened, the buy, sell, trade thing was not really, the places that were doing buy, sell, trade was lower end places, kind of like, there was a store in our city called Rumors. And Rumors is like, you know how you guys have Buffalo Exchange, Crossroads, and Wasteland out here? Rumors was like that, except even more low end. Like they would sell vintage t-shirts for $5 to $12, you know, but they had this buy, sell, trade thing. And I moved to Richmond, which is in Southern Virginia, from Northern Virginia. When I lived in Northern Virginia, no such thing as buy, sell, trade. You either shopped at the mall or you didn't shop, you know? You went to Barney's and that was it. So when I moved to Richmond, I was like, damn, I was like, this buy, sell, trade store is cool. I was like, it's almost like Flight Club in New York, except Flight Club's consignment, you know? But I was like, man, this is sick. Like you could bring your I was bringing like old Diamond Supply Co. shirts and things in there, and they would buy it, they would give you some cash, and you could either leave with the cash or they'd give you store credit. The store credit you could spend in the store. And I thought it was just the coolest thing. I thought it was the coolest concept ever. So that's what kind of gave us the idea to do a buy, sell, trade, because we were thinking, all right, that business model works really well. We didn't want to do consignment because it was weird to us. We were like, then we don't own anything in our store. We just take in these people's stuff. It's like being a foster home. You're responsible for these kids almost, you know? It's like, I don't want a guy to drop off 100 pairs of shoes that are equivalent to, you know, $10,000, and then I'm responsible for all these. Hell no. Like, what if something, you know, it seems so weird to me. I was like, then if they sell, we only make 15% on top. I was like, this is so weird. I was like, let's do buy, sell, trade. I was like, let's take this model from Rumors, which was like low end. They would offer you $4 for a shirt, $3 for a shirt. I was like, let's take this model and let's do it with Supreme and Bape and sneakers and vintage Polo, vintage Tommy.
You can walk in with a bunch of shit and you can walk out with $5 grand cash. You can walk out with 10 grand cash, whatever it is. I think the main thing is the fact that we just buy straight up cash on the spot. A lot of stores around here will offer consignment. And then even the ones that do buy cash, they don't have as diverse of a selection as us, I would say. We tend to hit everything streetwear and like this culture, everything that this like encompasses. We try to like hit every single aspect. So we'll do everything from vintage Polo, vintage Nike, vintage Tommy, to brand new Bape shirts, brand new Supreme stuff, brand new sneakers, Jordans that haven't come out yet, Yeezys, you know, like we just do everything. It's the one-stop shop. You can come in here, you can shop the normal store, grab an entire outfit, you can go to the gallery, you can grab an entire outfit, you can go to the vintage store, you can grab an entire outfit. It's a one-stop shop for pretty much everything. And it's just like in my opinion, a well-curated selection of kind of just everything that's like dope.
So here we are at the Supreme rack in the gallery. I'll show you guys a few of the top items or some of my favorites. This one actually I just picked up recently. This is mid-90s. This is from the first line Supreme ever dropped. So this is one of their first t-shirts ever. This nice little color combo. I actually love this one. I love that, it's so good. But yeah, tons of good box logos. Can't really go wrong with these guys. The Bape, the Kanye. Just kidding, nah, this looks like some Kanye shit. We got the 1 of 1 Milodkin right here. Shouts out Kyle Strikes Back, thank you, sir. The screen print is dope, that is dope. The purple on purple is sick. So yeah, there's some really dope Supreme in here. These are all samples that never came out. We got the Snow Beach, we got the P2 jacket. Ariana Grande bought one for herself and Pharrell, and I think the other one was for Mac Miller, I'm pretty sure. Whew, this thing's crazy. And if you guys recognize, this is the jacket Supreme ripped off. One of my other favorite racks would be the Nike rack. Tons of old Jordan, Nike stuff. Some actual like crazy pieces. This one's insane. Love this jacket. So good. It's one of my favorite pieces. I think this is another, the Jordan flight suit OG from '85. These babies been sitting over here. I kind of want to put them in the store now, but the Friends and Family frags with the black and then it's enlarged too. These are size 7, and if I'm not mistaken, these were never made in a size 7 ever. It was from a girl. She probably wore them like twice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring these around too. Yeah. Maybe we'll do like $2 grand on them. Yeah, these are sick. Everyone's seen the M&M 2s and the M&M 4s, but have you seen the M&M Airburst? The Air Slim Shady? They only did 1,000 pairs. This is 876 out of 1,000.
There's a number? Oh, yeah.
Welcome to round 2. This is the actual store. Sean had showed you around the gallery, so now I'll show you guys around all this. First of all, boom. Murakami jacket, Louis Vuitton Murakami. One of my favorite things actually in the store currently. Just like a little walkthrough though. We like to keep like a lot of vintage stuff and then also new stuff such as like Supreme, Bape. We do a lot of Japanese brands like Mastermind, Double Taps, all that kind of stuff. So start off right here, all vintage tees. We try to keep like a good selection of like a bunch of vintage tees, tons like 80s, 90s things, old movie tees, rap tees, stuff like that. Then get into the jerseys over here. More vintage tees all over here. All vintage polo down jackets, Bape jackets, Supreme outerwear, Bape Palace, more Supreme outerwear, all that. Here we have all Supreme t-shirts, CDG box logo, for example. Keep the Supreme Vans on top of there. We'll also do double tap Vans on top of there. Hat wall as well. Hat wall's looking a little ugly right now. Also some of like the more like fragile OG sneakers, like the 99 Fire Red 5s, got like satin 1s in there, bin 5s.